Chapter 1 The Story of Setaketu Deva, the Future Buddha. In this way, our future Gautama had adorned himself with the flower of prophecy. This man will certainly become a Buddha among three kinds of beings, men, devas, and brahmas, uttered by the 24 Buddhas hanging from Dipankara to Kassapa. Out of the 27 Buddhas who appeared in the period of time lasting 4 asankheya and 100,000 aeons. Throughout that period of 4 asankheya and 100,000 aeons, the Bodhisattva had endeavored to fulfill the perfection, parami, sacrifices, kagga, and virtues through practices, kariya, by the aforesaid four means of development, and reached the pinnacle of the fulfillment of all these requisites, conducive to the attainment of Buddhahood. This being so, in the last existence as a future Buddha, when he was reborn as Prince Vesantara, he brought to termination the entire period of parami accumulation by performing all the final acts of merit, which surpassed everything, which was beyond comparison, and which was to be crowned with success of enlightenment. This commands the awe and veneration even of the inanimate great earth, that quake and humble 7 times, and having ended his lifespan in the human abode, the future Buddha was reborn as a deva by the name Setaketu in the abode of Tushita. He was endowed with the 10 attributes, in which he was superior to other devas, namely long life, physical beauty, great happiness, immense wealth and retinue, authority and power, sense of sight, sense of hearing, sense of smell, sense of taste, sense of touch. The uproar announcing appearance of a Buddha. Deva Setaketu, the future Buddha, enjoyed the supreme divine bliss in the abode of Tushita for 4,000 years, according to Deva reckoning, which is equivalent to 576 million years in the human world. Then 1,000 years by human calculations before the end of his lifespan in Tushita, Suddhavasana Brahmas proclaimed, "Friends, in 1,000 years from today there will appear in the human abode an omniscient Buddha." Because of this proclamation from the vault of heaven, the uproar announcing the appearance of a Buddha, an omniscient Buddha will be appearing, an omniscient Buddha will be appearing, reverberated across the entire human world 1,000 years ahead of the event. The request made to the Bodhisattva Deva. On hearing the uproar announcing the advent of a Buddha, all Deva kings belonging to the 10,000 world systems, such as Ketuma Raja, Sakka, Suyama, Santoshita, Sunimita, Vasavati, and all Mahabrahmas congregate in a certain universe to hold a discussion on the future Buddha, whose divine lifespan remained only 7 days by human reckoning, and whose approaching end of life had become manifest through 5 predicting signs. Then they all approached Setaketu Deva with their hands joined in adoration and requested him as follows. O Bodhisattva Deva, you had completely fulfilled the 10 perfections, not with the desire to gain the bliss of Sakka, of Mara, of Brahma, or of a universal monarch. You had fulfilled these perfections, aspiring only after omniscient Buddhahood, in order to acquire for yourself freedom from the 3 worlds, as well as to liberate the multitudes of humans, devas and brahmas. O Bodhisattva Deva, this is the most propitious time for you to become an omniscient Buddha. This is truly the right moment to become an omniscient Buddha. Therefore, may you take conception in the womb of your mother of the human abode. After attaining supreme enlightenment, may you liberate humans, devas and brahmas from samsara by teaching the Dhamma on deathlessness and nibbana. The Bodhisattva made the 5 great investigations. The Bodhisattva Deva Setaketu did not hastily give his consent to the supplication of the Devas and Brahmas, who had come together from the 10,000 world systems. In consonance with the tradition of previous Bodhisattvas, he made the 5 great investigations as follows. appropriate time for the appearance of a Buddha, appropriate island continent for the appearance of a Buddha, appropriate country for the appearance of a Buddha, the family into which the Bodhisattva in his last existence is reborn, and the span of life of the Bodhisattva's mother. Of these 5 great investigations, the Bodhisattva considered first, is the time right or not for the appearance of a Buddha in the human world? The time is not proper for the advent of a Buddha when the lifespan of human beings is on the increase from 100,000 years. Owing to such longevity, suffering caused by birth, suffering caused by disease, suffering caused by old age, and suffering caused by death are not manifest. Veiled in their lengthy lifespans, human beings tend to be oblivious of all suffering. The Dhamma sermons to be delivered by Buddhas invariably center around the characteristics of impermanence, anicca, suffering, dukkha, and non-self, anatta. If Buddhas who appear when the lifespan is more than 100,000 years give sermons on the nature of anicca, dukkha, and anatta, the people of that period will be perplexed, wondering what the Buddhas are teaching. They will neither listen nor believe in the sermons. Without listening or believing, human beings will surely wonder what the Buddha's preaching is. They will never realize the Four Noble Truths and never achieve Nibbana. It will be fruitless to teach the non-believers the discourse on the 3 characteristics which will liberate them from samsara. Therefore, the period when the lifespan extends more than 1,000 years is not the proper time for Buddhas to appear. The period when the lifespan of human beings fall below 100 years is also not proper for a Buddha's appearance, because beings belonging to such a period abound in the defilements of sensual pleasures. The Dhamma sermons given to such people will not endure. In fact, they will fade away instantly, just as the scribing with a stick on the surface of the water will disappear, leaving no mark whatsoever. Therefore, the short period of the declining lifespans below 100 years is also not the proper time for the Buddhas to appear. Only the periods ranging from 100,000 years lifespan to 100 years lifespan are right for the coming of a Buddha. These are the periods in which birth, old age, and death manifest themselves easily, in which the teaching on the 3 characteristics and the teaching as to how beings can be liberated from samsara is understood easily, and in which beings are not so overwhelmed by the defilements of sensual pleasures. Hence, the appropriateness of the period for the most opportune arrival of a Buddha. Therefore, only the period below the 100,000 years lifespan and the period above the 100 years lifespan by human reckoning is the most propitious time for a Buddha to attain Buddhahood.